Hi guys, Rhonda without an H here with you. So today what I want to do is show you a little bit of my process when I made this recent little journal from my half ledger pages. I did a flip through, if you recall. I'm just going to show you real quickly the half ledger pages. So I want to show you how I put it together, and just to give you a little bit of an idea. So if you want to do something similar, we'll just move that. Alrighty. Okay, so this is a page that I have printed off, and this particular setting, I made it fit like an 8 by 10 size instead of full page, and so it's just a little bit smaller. And I printed it on bright white paper, and of course it's got all the grunge from the original itself, but on the back it's bright white. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to take this and I'm going to coffee dye it. I'm going to spritz it with that coffee, and that will give me a really nice, you can see the difference. So let me do that and I'll be right back. All right, so I have now coffee dyed this, and I have a video. I will try to remember to link it below this video to show you my lazy way of coffee dyeing. I use a spray bottle, and anyway, it's so easy. Okay, so I want to put these pages together, but I don't want to have where the rings are here, I don't want these to show. Why? I just don't. And so I'm going to hook mine together, stitch this way, and I'm going to use another piece of ledger paper that's a full sheet, and this is 1 inch wide, just so you know what I'm doing, what I choose to do. And what I will do is I'll first use a stick glue and just to put it down, and I usually go something like this, like halfway and halfway, but I want to keep a little bit of space so that when I fold it, it won't fold on top of this other sheet. So I'll do that, and then I'll pull this down and I'll stitch it on the machine. And so, well, let's do that then, okay? Rhonda, grab a glue stick. Well, alrighty then. Okay, so let's just put some glue here. And I will bring this almost halfway, and I will bring this almost halfway. Try to line that up. Okay. Let's see. Whoops, wrong way. I always get that wrong. Well, not always, but a lot of times. See? Got a little bit of space. All right. Lay that back down. Now, let's pull that back out. Okay. Then, I will do another swipe with my glue stick. And I will bring this over. And this is what I will stitch on. As you can see, let me show you, I've been working on another one to get it ready, the pages. So you can see that I stitch straight and I do zigzag. I vary between the two, and I do all the way around on all 4 sides to secure this nicely in the center here. And I've used variegated thread from cream to black. I like that. It gets kind of, anyway, I like it. So that's what I'm going to do with this. Let me see, maybe I can bring my sewing machine over. Let's give it a try. Maybe if I just sort of plop it on the edge here. I'm not sure how that will work. Oh, it's not the most comfortable way to do it, but we'll give it a try. Now, before I stitch that, I'm going to go ahead and trim that little bit off. And which is going to be my front, probably this one. So I am just going to stitch. Come on, presser foot, get over here. Come to mama. By the way, those of you that have a sewing machine and presser foots and whatnot, I found out a few years ago they are extremely expensive. I had one go out on me, the presser foot, and I had to replace it, and it was well over $100 just to replace the presser foot. It was like, what? Did you say it was made of gold? And that was very irritating. Not a little bit. I didn't like that at all. So you can see I am just stitching along, stitching between my zigzag and my straight stitch. And because I'm not going through a lot of layers here, I'm going ahead, and this paper is also fairly heavy, I'm going ahead and using my regular stitch. Normally, my regular stitch is set at a 2.2. Normally, I do a 2.8 when I'm stitching paper. Okay, so there we go. Nice on both sides. All right, let's move the machine back. Thank you so much. It was wonderful. Come visit us again. Get back in your cute little spot. All right. So now I want to put the ends together just like so. And I'm going to press just like so. All right. And here we have, my friends, we have 4 additional pages. Now, here's something I want to give you a tip on. Maybe this will help, maybe it won't. Depends on what you want to do. But if you want to create a folded book like I have here, you're going to have to do things just a little bit differently with your pages than you probably normally do. For instance, when I do a regular book or journal, I may go ahead and make my pages a little long, and then I'll pull the cover back, or before I put the cover on, I may trim my page edges so that they're all the same. Because as you have experienced, or you will experience if you haven't yet, when you put several pages together and you're trying to sew them in one signature, the middle pages will always poke out further than the end pages because of the bulk. Each page that you put on adds more bulk, and so they don't go out. So it's almost like it starts out here and then it chew to where your end pages or your top and bottom page are quite a bit inset. Now, if you want to have the folds correctly, then you can't trim them like this or you'd cut your folded paper off. So this is what I do. If you will notice, I have 4, let's see, I've got, how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. And I'm getting ready to add a 5th one here. All right. See what I'm even going to show you my error. This was the trial and error part when I was first figuring out how to make this book. So I folded it in half. In other words, I folded this and then I folded this over here and pressed a crease. I took it just a little ways so that this wouldn't get caught up in my stitching when I bound the book. And I did it the same on the back so that the fold would be equal. And as I found that I put the book together and I realized, oh duh, hello, these inside pages, you're going to cut off your fold if you don't refold that. You've got to fold it deeper. And so that's what I did. And that's why you see 2 fold lines here. This was my original fold line right here, but I had to fold it in deeper to keep this kind of in line. And it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. You know, it gives it that handmade. So from that I learned, and I'm sharing with you so you don't have to make the mistake that I made. So now I do the pages one by one, and that's what I would recommend for you to do. Start with your center page and fold it wherever you will. If this were your center page, you decide how far in you want it to go. I chose mine to be fairly close, you know, to the stitch line, but not at the stitch line. And then the next page, all right, let me take this out and show you this way, since I have not stitched these together yet. So here's my first one, and this is how far in I brought it so that it's close, but it's not going to interfere at all. So the next page, and consider, well, let's take the one that we haven't folded yet. It'll be easier. I won't actually fold it, but I'll show you what I would do. So then the next page, I'm going to fit in here, and I'm going to snug it in, and then I would see what I'm doing. Then I would measure, just kind of eyeball it, and then I would put the fold line here so that as much as possible it'll line up with my center fold. And then I would match on the back. And I would do that with each consecutive page, and that will give you the result that you are looking for. All right, so where did this go? Now look, and see, when you do that, you do have to be careful though, because you can see that this can't fit this way. So let's see, does it go here? No, not quite. So, and then it's like a puzzle. That's why when I do them, I try to keep them. Okay, so there we go. Now, what I do want to do is show you, this is just going to be 5 pages. So I'm snugging that in, all right? And we are going to figure this out. And that's looking pretty good. I'm going to line it up. Just going to finger press that for now. Going to turn it over. Going to line this other one up. Okay. Line it up so it's straight on the top as well, as much as possible. And then I will just, with my bone folder, and there you go. Now, look at the difference. How much space is here? And then let's go back to this center page. And how much space is here? See the difference? That's what happens when you fold it in succession and you start with the center page and then continue however many pages you're going to do and keep track of it so that you get them in order. All right, that's it for this one. Just a few little tips for you. Then you go ahead and decorate the pages to your heart's content and bind it and put a cover on it and all that good stuff. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was informative and I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Until next time, bye now.